here. It is another great day for some League of Legends. We're starting to get towards the end of the season, and it's going to be a nice little fun matchup here. Two middle of the pack teams, TFF Evernight and Regicide Duskfall. For a quick little recap, because I think, let's see here, Regicide lost 2-1 last week to Moonlight, and I think TFF beat Akuma, or wait, no, Akuma beat TFF. So both these teams are coming off losses. They're both relatively in the middle of the pack. So, what is it? TFF is 2-3. Regicide is 3-2. So this is going to be a very nice little matchup here. Starting to end the season.
Yeah, very interesting one to get our week 6 off. It will be going off with our 1v1, how we start things off here, which should be starting relatively soon. And I'm interested to see how it's going to go down. And as soon as I say it, it is just, there it is here. And we are ready to go down and start things off tonight.
Yep, it's going to be both top. Oh, actually, no. So Regicide have, is that their sub? Or is that a different account? Smelly Beef. I don't know. I think is it a Smurf? It is not.
See how it goes.
Whatever. Go buff. We'll see how it goes. But Murado already off to a very iffy start here. Smelly Beef both went for Ignite. Smelly Beef went Mark. So Mark is always very strong. Flash is a crutch. You honestly don't need Flash.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, honestly, I think I give like a little advantage to Renekton. Renekton is just a dirty champion.
It's true.
But we'll see.
On the new map too, very interesting as things are going to go off here. Looks like they're gonna go for the level 1 craziness here, and they're just gonna go all out. The Ignite going to proc and in the warp. And before you even know it, things are already looking done. Smelly Beef going to take that for RGC immediately quick. And honestly, we might have to go check the books to make sure that I'm right. But that may be the fastest 1v1 we've had all season.
Oh yeah, dude. The Mark was really clutch though. Like playing into I mean, obviously it is blind pick, but the Mark into Kali is so clutch. Like you think like, "Oh, you can't see me." Pop the Mark on her. Yep, she's done. So, immediately hit him with the slice and dice to Cold Meek, bada bing, bada boom. It was kind of over, Renekton's like a disgusting champ. Like, either in Summoner's Rift or ARAM, you can't really play against that. But, so let's see. We're waiting for, it was, yeah, it was Regicide Duskfall. So we'll see what side they pick here, and they opt for second pick. Okay, that's very interesting. Oh, wow. Okay.
Red side's the new win side, guys. I'm telling you.
So they got...
Red side's the new win side.
Nah, so they pick like the pick, and then somebody else picks the side. So who knows? Usually it's like whoever picks... Usually people take first pick, and then the other team takes like blue side. Because blue side has a higher win rate, but I mean, who knows? Ooh, looks like Regicide, they're fielding 2 E subs, so they got 4. They got 4 less bans, so they get 1 singular ban in the first phase.
We will keep that all. Once we are able to get back from our picks and drafts, we're just going to take a quick break. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. with the Karma ban, waiting for another one. If they are going to follow suit, it will be for the jungle. I wonder where they're going to go. How do you feel with these bans already, Banana Bread?
Hey, Regicide, they're putting a lot of heavy emphasis onto make it. No, wait, nope, wrong team. Devox. So that just implies that Regicide are going to play a bit more of a strong side bot kind of game. They kind of want to push this tempo a little bit more because Devox does kind of specialize in those like those range supports, not like specifically enchanters, but just the range supports, so like karmas, bards, thresh, stuff like that. I've been playing a good bit of Camille. Camille's been picking up a lot of resurgence lately. So Regicide, I mean, they're looking. It looks like just based off the band, they're looking for a bit more bot focus. And then TFF, they're kind of just knocking down the comforts. So and like what was it? Who is it? I forgot his name. I forgot his name. Anthony. Anthony on TFF Evernight, he is top 2 in MVP right now, stats wise at least. So he's really up there. Like, I mean, yeah, the team is a bit middle of the pack, but I mean, Anthony is like a pretty big mainstay for this team. So I think that mid lane matchup's gonna be really juicy to see because he's what M170. I think this is like a M100 something. I think it's like 100 cap. I think if I remember. So he's up there. That's the crucial exception, you know. So
Oh,
we'll
for
see how
sure.
Haruki plays up into that. It's gonna be the Seraphine first pick here. So Seraphine obviously very flexible. Love to see it. You kind of pair literally with almost anything, and it's just really good. The only thing is you just have to supplement some of that damage somewhere else along the map.
Let's see where they go. Mostly, it normally is picked with the Ash. Let's see if Regicide goes for the steal, and they do, which is a really good call there. Regicide doing their homework and knowing how well and deadly that combo is. Ash being a utility pick as well as Seraphine, and being able to be paired with everyone. This is a really good way to kind of mess up Evernight's plan, or maybe Evernight has a little something in store for Duskfall, knowing that they were gonna have to almost be forced to pick up the Ash. With the Tom Kench followed up, it seems that Regicide has decided on their bot lane here.
Yeah. So Ash Kench, I have not seen that in a while. You don't see that very often. But Kench is always just a great champ just because, especially like in the support role, if you can't spare it, because he does a ton of damage, he has CC, he has shields, kind of does a little bit of everything. So
And there it is. Like you called there, Banana. Camille going to be locked in over for the other side of TFF. Interesting to see that you knew of the Camille. I wonder if Regicide is comfortable enough knowing that the Camille was going to be picked if they have somewhat of an answer. And no, I don't have to agree. It's been a while since I've seen the Ash and Tom Kench in the bot lane, but it's still a deadly threat to say the least.
yeah, I mean, Camille, like I mentioned the Camille. It's gonna be the Olaf. So Olaf top, Olaf jungle is kind of like that match into that Tom Kench possible flex. I mean, obviously, like you don't see it as often support, but I mean, Kench is still really good, and it's gonna be that Orianna locked in. So Orianna always an excellent blind pick mid lane. So big thing they're gonna do for that the Orianna is is they're going to they probably gonna ban out some counters. So stuff like Cassiopeia, stuff like Xerath, maybe. Or kind of just things that kind of blend in with the comp a little bit more. So Cassiopeia kind of more in line with that ban. And it's going to be Ornn instead, so I think put a little more top focus here.
I think there's a good call here. Which actually no, I'm gonna have to scratch that. I'm not too sure with the Ornn band there. You have the Olaf and the Camille. Granted, those definitely have to be one of the ones going top, unless you assume this is gonna be a Camille going into the mid lane. Either way, I'm not too comfortable with that Ornn band there. As we do see the Wukong going to be taken off there for Evernight. As we are here for our last bands.
Like 15 minutes to get
So
off the
overall, I mean, Wukong ban, of course. So always love to see that. It's just a staple pick. It's gonna be Vigar. So I mean, Regicide, they're kind of more banning along those the strong scaling picks here.
Mm-hmm.
So gonna kind of looking kind of want to try to end this game a little bit quick here, or just kind of take away those strong scaling threats that really synergize well with something like what's it called? The Seraphine.
No, 100%, and it then closes out, so you don't have to worry about a super late game because they do have a lot of burst, they have a lot of CC, they don't have a lot of long-term damage. Somebody with Ornn being able to get the Mastercraft items, able to really just extend a long game into a longer one and really turn things around when it should be decided. It's a good pick, but I just feel we already have our top laners either way between the Olaf and the Camille. So I don't think really there is any way of the Ornn being picked. But hey, maybe they know more than I do. As we do see the Jack's going to be picked up, it does look like that's going to be the jungler. As it does seem that TFF is going to go for the Gragas here and just going to pick 3 top laners and really just throw us for a loop here.
Yeah, honestly, dude, it beats me where everything's going, but because it's probably going to be a Gragas top because Gragas is a counter to Jax. Because
so that
And it's gonna be the Aurelian Soul. Okay, so let's do it like this then for Evernight. Who is their ADC?
it's most likely going to be Seraphine. I mean, Asol into an Ashe Kench is really rough because like your job is to stand still, and Kench loves when people, stand still. So it's probably going to be a Seraphine bot with the Camille because that synergizes a little bit better.
Oh,
And then,
interesting.
ooh, Aatrox. Okay, so wow, like, okay, I don't know where anything's going on. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So
It's a bit of a smorgasbord
I
right now.
got Duskfall. Duskfall will be Ashe, Tom, Kench bot, Orianna mid, Jax jungle, Aatrox top. Evernight, I think it's gonna be Seraphine Camille, Olaf in the jungle, Gragas top, Aurelian Soul mid. I think that's where all the pieces are gonna fit. How do you feel on that, Banana?
I mean, I like it. I like it. I mean, it like kind of fits well, just because the way that all these champions are kind of postured, they kind of complement each other. So like Camille, she goes in, you immediately just layer the CC on top with the Seraphine, the beat drop. Mid lane, Asol, I mean, it's not really too much to like punish because like Orianna wants to go in, she wants to hit the attack command, but like Asol can kind of just fly on top of you, and you have to ult to interrupt the the breath of light. So right now, I really like I like Regicide's comp a little more.
I think so. I think it's just a little more fleshed out. Evernight is a little kind of all over the place, but it could be what it needs to get the job done. We shall find out as we are loading into the Rift and getting over to spectator delay. Don't go anywhere, guys. Game 1 is on the way. Keep it locked, ladies and germs. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, as we jump onto the rip for TFF Evernight and Regicide Duskfall. Obviously, both these compositions, you know, it is a best of 3 fearless, but both these composites are already kind of going a little bit off the rails here. So, looking across the board here at the summoner spells and all that mumbo jumbo, nothing too crazy. It is a Jax jungle, so I haven't seen that in a minute. I do love me a Jax jungle, and Aatrox top. Honestly, don't think Aatrox top does fare any better than the Jax does into the what is it called? Into the Gregos. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how this fares out here. Already, lots of aggressive trading bot lane, so you don't really want to play into an Ashe, but Kenshin is getting chunked out harder and harder here, but are gonna force that recall here and using pretty much most of his pods. So it's a little bit of a roughie. Ignite went down, and it's just, damn it, it's the Camille, that base damage is crazy. So right now, waiting for my co-caster to get back. He's a little MIA right now, but you know, it'll buff in the end. But overall, I mean, it's like it's nothing crazy across the board here. I don't think any specific lane gets a super decisive lead. So, good little beat drop here. Lots of extra damage, but just gets that level up, so should be able to. So, I mean, it's like a lot of aggressive trading bot lane. Oh, yeah, there he is, my glorious king.
What's up? Alrighty, kicking things off. Was I right? That's what really counts. And I think we were right. I think we were. Yeah, we got everything down to a T. And as of right now, it's really gonna be up. I feel laning phase is gonna matter, but this is just a Camille things, and that was a disgusting first blood. Camille, eat your heart out. Beautiful hook shot in it to the downbeat. And just icing on the cake. You think the tower is really gonna save you, but honestly, it's just an art piece for Camille to parkour off of, and just going to give them that little bit of advancement there. Not much to write home just yet, because things have just kicked off, but it's a good start to get things going right now. And Camille's just gonna pick up a longsword for all that effort, but that little bit of extra AD is definitely going to let them become that bit of a threat, and that is just evil. Haruki stuck under the tower right now. The two members of RGC to make sure that their president, their mid laner, will be able to get home, as they were looking very hungry on the side of TFF to look and dive that poor Orianna. But they fortunately were unable to, as now we head back over to the bot lane. Evo moment, trying to close down on the Chungus. Chungus may be in trouble. 3 marks of the fish will cause the stun there. Evo will be able to pick that one up. That was a really nice trade, showing the power of Tahm Kench and Ashe. Just a traditional ADC and tanky support. It still works, man, even in 2026.
Yeah, I mean, Camille, the base damage is disgusting, especially like you have the ignite, you have the precision protocol, you have the goddamn Halo blades. It's disgusting. But they traded back, Ash getting the gold, so I mean, it's honestly better that Ash did get it. So, but I mean, going for I forgot that Doran's bow and a cull, so opting more for just kind of like a early game, just farming style. So I mean, both they're both pretty much even in gold. The Ash Seraphine, but a nice little flash away there from the long range hook shot. That's what makes Camille disgusting, and then that's what also makes Acel very disgusting. So otherwise, I mean, here comes Cop.
Right.
I mean, it's spotted, but I don't think it really leads to much. Yeah.
Oof.
It's yeah, I mean, Acel, he's very slippery, you know, with that W, because there's very little things that can actually like just straight up interrupt it unless you like pop a ult or like just pop a crucial cooldown early. So I mean, it's a even gold lead, nothing crazy. So it looks like Seraphine's going for AP, and it's more aggressive trading bot lane again.
Here we go. Moment trying to find a way out, but there is going to be no escape from the gank, as that is just going to be another kill in the pocket of TFF's bot lane. And they have been finding some decent success with this Seraphine Camille, and how it looks it is going to be the Seraphine ADC. So I wonder if that matters, not getting the kills into their pocket, or if they're okay with the Camille getting these kills. We're gonna have to hold that thought there, as Acel almost got in trouble there. The ultimate from Haruki almost sealed the deal, but they will live with just about one and then continue pushing back and retreat back home. But that will give TFF plenty of time to find that first strike as well too, and just try to continue and mount and try to start to mount some of this momentum to kind of find this lead to get them going into this game one.
Yeah, I mean, the Camille is just everywhere. Like, that's what makes Camille so strong. Like, you have so much range with the hook shot. And, like, what makes it different from other sources of engage is that, like, stuff like Thresh hook, Nautilus hook, Leona, you know, when they engage, it's kind of like, it's very hard to choreograph. Or it's very easy to choreograph because, like, they kind of have to walk at you. But, like, with a Camille, the hook shot, she can literally hook onto a wall, wait, like, a good second, and then you get your cooldowns or get your movement abilities out, and then she'll hook right on top of you. So it's just so hard to kind of play into that, and it comes out so fast you don't really expect it. And you know, TFF, to get the first Drake, they have that strong bot lane prio. Like, you know, we said at the beginning of the draft, like, Regicide, they're banning towards that bot lane prio, but you know, they're just so much in the bag for TFF that it's just really hard to play around that, you know. So it's kind of like, you know, you got, you know, you win some, you lose some here. You got to take a couple of losses here and there in the draft.
TFF, we were a little questionable on their draft, but really showing off as to why this is what we picked, and it's overall working so far. Nothing too far out of the ordinary in terms of lead or anything going on into the game right now. Voids are up. It will be a little bit of a slower paced game here, as we are up into our upper echelons of ranked. So, you know, they play they play for a lot less, and it is more for objective and macro. As now Voids are going to be started here, and that will be one secured from RGC. And as long as they're able to get one and find an escape, actually scratch that, they might be able to find the fight. But no, it is not going to be their fight. It was looking good, but now all the members of TFF are here, and so RGC were able to get one. But now, because they got one, they will lose 3 members for it. Oh, able to find a nice trade there. Smelly Beef. Gotta be feeling good. But good read onto Metro, throwing the exploding flash where his escape route was, over the wall. But there was a shutdown onto Anthony. Not too sure how that happened, but there will be the escape. There is still one Void up, so it is 1 for 1. So I don't think it was all lost there for RGC, but it still definitely was TFF's battle overall. at the end of that, as I think they're just gonna go straight jumping, looking for Dwami. They find the mark to knock up from Tom Kench, and hey, that's gonna be an easy pickup there. And now Cops going to finish out these Void Grubs and seal the deal and grab themselves some objective control. As it is 6-4, it is just about a 1900 gold lead, and Evo
wow.
very low here. And I think they died going to the tower instead of going back, which, oh man, this is crazy. But now Chungus going to take the trade. I don't know if that was really worth dying for. And now Life, very low, going to have to respect moment as they approach and back into the bot lane.
I mean, Regicide, they got very good. They got all 3 grubs. Luckily, they got the 2 before they got converged on, and then Dwami, I mean, it's not your jungle anymore, you know? Like, you always got to be a little bit careful whenever you're going back to farm and you're a little low. So, my Murado, he's chilling up here. He's 2-0-2 right now. I mean, the Greg is kind of like, he already has a Rada Aegis, so going for that kind of AP Bruisery build. So it's just going to be just a meat bag in the front line. And that strong engage tool, you can really look for those flanks or look for those flash body slams over the wall. I mean, it's a 1.3k gold lead, nothing crazy. I mean, Smelly Beef was putting a lot in the work in the fight, but I mean, Mona Bliss just gets out with the Kench W. I mean, oh, okay, so Camille went for Eclipse first item instead of the, what is it called, the usual. And that's going to be a pick onto
Speaking of the usual, Anthony going to get easily picked up there, but then it will be traded 1 for 1, but now Chungus in a terrible position, and that's going to be an easy pickup for Cops as they cop the double kill. And now with the Drake being spawned, that may be what RGC needs to even things up here on to this Drake point. And now kind of in a weird spot by themselves. Dwami looking to try to find something for Cops. I don't know if they will be able to, but 2x has changed my mind as now Cops on the retreat.
I mean, it's a lot of fist fighting around this bot lane. Like, personally, yeah, Chungus went a little bit too deep, I think. Yeah, you're strong, but I really don't think you Hextech ultimatum the ass to try to kill her. Dwami, I think he's good. He will cook.
Oh man, as we head over into the dragon fight, Life just going to be able to pick up Avo, not being able to find the time to really get the time to farm the TP from top side, as now Haruki taking the Dragon's Fire as Anthony trying to lead RGC far away. The explosive cast going to find its mark. That's going to be 2 and a Drake for free. TFF with a 2k gold lead, now setting their sights on some plates in the mid lane. 11-7 right now. RGC scrambling, trying to find something to go right for them.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Dwami was cooked in the pit, but like, you know, Olaf doing Olaf things. I mean, they collapsed straight on top of Avo. The long range hook shot was right on the dime. Like, you weren't able to interrupt the stun from the hook shot with the enchanted crystal arrow, and Life is just able to just pump out damage. I mean, you have a, what is it called, a dark seal. I'm pretty sure that's a fully stacked dark seal, or at least it has like, what is it, like it's like 9 stacks right now roughly, and has starting to stack up that Seraph's Embrace. Cops, he wants to look for another fight. Nope, and flash.
He's gonna have to flash away from that. You gotta respect Cops' really good notice and tracking into the jungle. As now we see 2 trapped in the tri-bush. Smelly Beef is just going to follow this up. Cop's going to be onto a rampage. This is going to look fantastic as they find 2. But now the Dragon's Call will find 2 of their own, and now will make it 3. RGC finding a window of opportunity, but getting their fingers closed right in the middle of it.
I mean, Anthony, he's the MVP for a reason. I mean, he's like 2nd runner-up for MVP. I mean, that roam was perfect. It's a little unfortunate Smelly Beef flashes for the Q3 over the wall, and she's gonna go straight for a pick bot here.
Oh yeah, and it does look really good, but the Encore going to
Oh my
land
God.
the Q as well. The damage just fantastic. The ultimate to bring them back, but they're just going to peel and heal away. The 1v2, the perfect emoji, life just keeping it real.
Hey, I mean, he's living up to the namesake. Like that was very unfortunate. I think. Like you had the perfect pick, but you have no damage. Like the Ash went for a Storm Razor first item. Like that's I have not seen Storm Razor bill as a first item since the beginning of the season, and it's looking for another pick mid lane here.
Oh,
And
man.
holy cow! I mean,
That's big damage there.
Camille, man, the precision protocol is crazy. So
Yep.
I mean, the only lead that Regicide have is in their top lane, but it's like the lead he has is not enough to nullify everybody else's lead. Like life is just popping off right now, 405. What is that? Like a 57-ish, 56-ish% KP. Anthony, I mean, he's been power farming like crazy. I can't really check the stat counter, and yeah, Cops gets picked again.
Cops down and out right now as Dwami just, it's difficult to stick to that Olaf. You think you have Olaf gets low, and then it's like a whole other battle. And I think it's just kind of not being respected of this Olaf pick, of him being Olaf, and this is just going to be such a clean dive here, as Haruki just has no escape from both members of TFF, and now we see RGC trying to find something, but the hook shot coming in, going to find Bliss. Bliss will be able to break the tower, but at what cost? It will be free 99 as they walk away with less than 10%. Nice save though to Chungus, but Dwami looking for the flank, but not going to find a mark there, as the axe going to go just a little wide to the right there. As now Avo just trying to find a little bit of life here. But here comes Chungus. Chungus from downtown finds the hook. He just doesn't miss. Check out the angles. That guy went and took a geometry just to play Camille. These angles are insane.
I mean, excuse my French, but like, what the hally, man? Like that damage is crazy. Like,
oh yeah.
What was it? Like Camille, like by herself took like 3/4 of the Ash's HP. Like I thought the Eclipse was like a little troll, but I mean it kind of does whatever you want, you know. Because like what you take Halo Blades, I'm assuming you take like Resolve secondary with Shield Bash or something. So like you're just your burst damage combo is so quick. Like, it's so hard to do anything about that, and I think Moment of Bliss is about to die here.
Oh yeah.
Once again, so it's like you can't really do anything. There's so little like CC lockdown like on speed dial for the side of Regicide that like you can't really stop him, because like obviously it's Olaf, you can't really stop him at all. And then you have the Asol and the Seraphine, like that combination is actually kind of disgusting, because like you put the little black hole down with the Rylai's proc, and then you throw the beat drop on top of it with the Encore. Like it's so disgusting. Like you can't run out of that. Like nobody has Swifties.
Oh, yeah.
And Cops, he's getting jumped on here, but
see, he's trying to do the jumping, but Asol with the ultimate, it's a fair trade. Chungus going 1-for-1. Great, you got the support, but we have the jungler, and now we have Bliss. So now we're gonna make that a 2-for-1 as Poppy on a killing spree right now. Avo and Orianna going to have to be careful here. You have to respect that the Rift Herald already secured in the pocket of TFF. They will summon it into the bot lane, as they will try to start to set their sights onto third Drake, and this will be Soul Point, and this is a perfect position to be. And speaking of perfect positions, Avo finds the meanest Crystallized Arrow, as now the Ragnarok is coming down. Avo trying to find the escape, but there will be no escape. Smelly Beef with the World Ender, looking to get his world ended if he is not careful. Haruki getting hook shot, getting Hex Tent ultimatum, and that's going to be another member down of RGC. Smelly Beef has the sustain, and they have lived long enough for Cops to come re-rotate help for the team. Murado very low. The flash forward auto will take him down, and now Chungus going to find another one, but it will be Smelly and Cops who will survive, and their sustainability will be allow them to hopefully find this first Drake RGC needs. They do not want to get down to a third, but the fight has been for so long. Anthony is finally back on the gray screen. The flames will not be enough to secure Drake, but it will be enough to secure 2. The encore not needed, but sometimes it's just about sending a message. The double kill, the 5k gold lead, 27-13. It seems TFF may start looking for a Baron.
Yeah, I mean, without Asol, their Baron is like really, really, really slow. So they really need this Asol here. But like, this Kent is not working out, man. Like I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but right as I say that, you know, he's about to get picked off again. But it's like, like I love Kent support. Like I played Kent support like when they reworked him, and like he wasn't really like a super great support. But like now it's just like I don't think I've seen Kench eat any of his own teammates once, because Kench in theory is supposed to counter the Camille. Like Camille, she Hextech ultimatum somebody, and then you chomp them down, you take them out, you know, and you know tank up the rest of the damage. You're chilling, and it's gonna be a 3v1 top side for Smelly B.
Oh, the CC, the sustained appeals, just not going to find any type of success there. That's going to be a pick there as the TP is going to have the 4-man collapse. This may be what RGC needs, but then the re-rotation from TFF just shows how far this game is really into their pocket and how strong that 7.1k gold lead is. As 4 members just get eviscerated off the board, off the field here. And now, with so many members of RGC gone, TFF now setting their sights onto this Baron. And I think they're going to be able to get it uncontested. And I think TFF has definitely got this one in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, it's like early game, it was just like a lot of misplays that ended really bad for Regicide. And now
Honestly?
it's just like, at this point, it's just like, the comp for TFF is so like well put together. Like everything kind of does so well together, because like you have every single person has a slow,
Right.
so that just means more layers for Seraphine. Like
Yep.
this Seraphine's loving it. Like Life is loving it. Not excuse the pun, but he's loving life right now, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
chilling. So and Asol, he's been pretty much able to just free farm the entire time. This is why this is kind of like a pseudo counter to the Orianna. And so it's like, it's a damn near an 8k gold lead. Anything that RGC try to do, you know, they can't really do too much. They kind of just do whatever the hell they want. Like look at the Camille, man!
Yep.
What is that damage? Like, what is that
Huge
damage?
there. Smelly Beef at 50 on the run away from the support. The Conquerors is proc. The World Ender is looking to try to find something in this 3v1, but the only thing he's going to find is a quick route to the shop. As now Anthony trying to find a bit of an escape, but they just really can't find the full stick onto it. They will find the mid tower, but with the Baron, they will find 2 towers for their 1. And honestly, you said it was a little bit of back and forth between this early game. I feel like it was a well-performed chess performance from the side of TFF. They really just kind of gave some pawns here and there, and it was worthy sacrifices to really get into what this is just a full game lock across the board right now. RGC struggling, trying to find the bits and crumbs that they can that TFF has left for them, while TFF is just knocking onto the base, really uncontested. Moment of Bliss, better be careful as that slow lands. It will become a stun from the downbeat, and Bliss will find that bit of Bliss as life is now godlike right now.
Yeah, dude, it's like, I honestly don't know, man. I think the MVP for this game is definitely Chungus. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he's just been all over the map, like facilitating the team, like mid lane, just getting Haruki just to back off, you know, stop harassing the Asol, and Asol just kind of allowed to just power farm up like crazy, and it's really just Chungus just facilitating every single play, and Regicide not able to really match that kind of tempo, you know. Camille's just kind of everywhere, and then the Kench can't really facilitate things like that, you know. He's primarily counter engage sort of champion or counter attack kind of champion. So right now, all members are roughly hanging around that bot side for TFF. They're gonna get that ocean soul point, so they are really loving it. There's a lot of healing on that team. Like
Oh, yeah.
they have Chemtech, you got the Seraphine, you have Olaf and Gragas with their just innate healing, and then you got the fat shields from the Camille. Just finished her, was it Sundered Sky not too long ago. So they're kind of going to siege a little bit. I mean, the gold lead did go down a little bit. What was it, like a 3k gold? Holy cow, that was
Nice.
a man.
The mean Orianna 3-man, but it really kind of shows that it's not going to be too much. You will be able to pick up Chungus from it as well, as now the Ace Soul ult not going to come down. That was the W. Fine China set skin throws me off a bit, as we do now see the ultimate come down. It was not going to be enough, as Cops trying to find the escape here. The Baron buff is down, and Yee's just going to go in. That is all Dwami's time to shine. Now 3 members of RGC grouped up, and it was just TFF Sam, Olaf, Dwami's time to shine, as they just rip apart the last 2 members, trying to get themselves a little bit of something, trying to get the tower, trying to find Anthony, but Anthony with the repositioning, Anthony with the Dragon Breath and Stun, not allowing the other members of RGC to recall back, going to have to force Smelly B's teleport out to make sure that he gets home, so they do not wrap things up just yet. But Anthony will find Avo, as yeah, Chungus just the GOAT right now, and allowing TFF to get to where they are.
Yeah, I mean, it says it's a 5k gold lead, but it definitely doesn't feel like it, you know? Like, they definitely swung a lot of the gold, getting all those towers, because they did break open the base mid lane, which is really nice, and they got a good chunk of plates top lane, the top lane tier 2, and all that. So that is very nice gold swing, but like, it just feels like Regicide, you know, they kind of like given up a little bit, you know, they're kind of going for like these Hail Mary plays. They're not really playing together as a team, because like before, I mean, they still weren't really like kind of synced up together all the way. It's kind of just everybody doing their own little thing. So right now, I mean, it's only a it's a 4.7k gold lead, 4.5-ish, 4.7k gold lead. So it's not insurmountable, but it's like Regicide really just need to kind of stick together, try to look for a pick on somebody fairly easy. But there's so many meat bags on the side at TFF. It's just hard to narrow down a pick play onto any single member. So right now, full prio around the Baron for TFF. So they're going to pick up that Empowered Scuttle Crab. They're going to clear a lot of vision. And they got that super wave kind of just pushing it bot lane here, teleport mid lane from the Seraphine. And I mean, it's 8 to 7 in tower. So I mean, if they get a crucial pick, they can absolutely win this game. So like, what do you think the plan is here for Regicide here? Because they're kind of getting pushed out. You know, they need to have a little bit of prio. They need to kind of push forward a little bit, try to pick up some space.
I don't think they have the opportunity to kind of just give up this Baron.
I mean, both teams they're playing around. No team can really decisively start the Baron, just because TFF, they don't do the Baron particularly fast, so they can't just kind of start it. But just as I say that, they're just gonna do this thing right now. It's 14k. It's actually kind of getting low here.
Oh yeah, 10k. 10k going down right now, 5k left. If RGC is going to do anything, it needs to be now, as Cops tries to hop in, tries to find the Smite Steal, but is only going to find the gray screen. Anthony picking up another one. And without the push there, this might be the last moments here of this game.
I mean, they didn't have their ADC. Honestly, I think if Evo was there, and you layer like all the cooldowns over the wall into the pit, I think you have a good chance of stealing it. But it's like Evo's like just pushing the midway for no reason, and it doesn't really get anything. Cops goes for a steal, so it's kind of like a split, bit of a split call. So it's like at this point,
Uh-oh. Bliss in trouble.
when do you stop? Like, oh, Anthony, wait, what the hell?
Oh, wow. I don't know what happened there. But that is going to be a pickup. That's now beef. Looking for a little more beef.
Oh, wait, what the
Side
hell?
here.
Popping the Zonias?
Forced the Zonias a
Or
little early.
The arm guard? Okay, I mean, I guess TFF are getting a little bored. They're kind of like, you know, giving Regicide a little bit of hope, I guess, maybe? I'm not too sure. I mean, it's still... It's TFF's game to lose. This will get them soul. And so now, Regicide really need to start picking up the pace with the grievous wounds. I mean, 'cause they already got it on the Ashe Oriana, so it's pretty good. So now it's kind of like... I mean, it's a minute and a half on the Baron. I mean, they haven't really done too much with it. I mean, losing that shutdown on the Ace was a little rough, and Hextech Ultimatum. Ooh, youch. I mean, Chungus, you know, big Chungus, a little thick. He just gets chunked. So, finally, they'll take that mid lane tier 2, go up to about 700 gold Baron power play, so it's like not the... It's a little slow Baron. I mean, they don't have great siege, so it's a little roughy. So they kind of just have to try to force a fight whenever they can.
Oh,
And,
Bliss.
My
My gosh, dude. Just one catch. And that's so much damage because Bliss is very healthy and tanky.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Bliss is starting to get items like, the only thing about this, and yeah, Avo, yeah. Ooh,
Oh, here we go.
Okay, that's
Nice
the
catch
second
there
chop,
from Bliss.
on the teammate.
And now, Swami kind of in
Oh.
trouble, but here comes the Aurelion Soul Ultimate. Huge damage there. As now, the focus going to find Poppy. Now, will the rest of the members of TFF be able to finish what Poppy has started? RGC wrapped around their tower, trying to prevent it from going down. It won't be enough, as they will be able to find the mid-tier 3. Murado pushing forward with the flash. Chungus with the flank, finding another victim to the Camille. Bliss trying to find their moment, but will only find death, as it's now only Smelly Beef. And that will be another triple in the bag, as game 1 will be in TFF's bag with a dominant and a very strong performance here. 43 to 18, 8,000, almost a 9,000 gold lead. As that Nexus comes to a close, game 1 is going to TFF.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty dominant game from start to finish. It's just, what is it? TFF, like, they're kind of just everywhere. They're everywhere around the map. They're able to make these plays work out. And on the opposite end, you know, Regicide, like, they try to make something happen, but just like, it just looked a little distinct, you know? Like, they didn't quite make it. Like, mid lane, like that gank on Asol, what was his name? Hiryuki kind of popped the shockwave a little, like a smidge too early, like a millisecond too early, and Cops wasn't able to get in range with the leap strike and the stun for the with the counter strike. So it's just like these small things, because like once you get higher and higher in elo, like you kind of only have one chance to make it work, you know. So you really have to kind of think about these plays and just kind of min max them as much as possible. Like, yeah, it's a little annoying when you got to min max your teammate, but it's like you kind of have to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Like a game like this, I think Chungus gets the MVP. Like,
Oh yeah,
he was really just on his P's and Q's this game, just making every play happen. Like every play started with him, every play ended with him, and like he outdamaged almost 3 members on his own team as a support Camille, and pretty much outdamaged everybody on the side of Regicide. So it's like this Camille is just a disgusting champ, bro. Like you can't
yeah.
stop that.
Well, good thing we have Fearless, so they will only have to suffer only one game of the Camille. But it was a lot more than just Camille that gave them that game 1. Will Regicide be able to figure this out? Or does a TFF have the answer, and will they finish this night with a clean 2-0? We shall find out soon enough as we go to a quick break. as we get back to our picks and bans. We will be right back, Ember. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked.
Blinding lights, lost in your eyes, feeling the pressure. You and I, spending the night, chasing forever. For you, oh no, I'd be your one and only. Don't let me go, don't leave me lonely. Say you'll stay through the pain, say you won't go running. Let me in through your veins, get off on my loving.
To this game two, it is going to be a difficult uphill battle. The momentum already in the side of Evernight's corner, and they already have the first game. They are only one game away from closing it out. Let's see what Regicide has for them. There will not be a trade in either side of picks. Evernight will remain on blue side. Duskfall will remain on red, as it is seeming to be the same bands here for Evernight. Duskfall going for an Ezreal Nautilus band. And we're gonna see if the started band will be different, as TFF's Evernight's own bands did not change from game one, and it will be a Wukong. I think we had that, but it was the Ezreal Knot that was different for Duskfall. as it does seem that Evernight is opting for a bot Ziggs play. As now, or excuse me, as Evernight is going to be opting for a bot Ziggs play, as Duskfall needs to find an answer for this here, as we should see their ADC. And it will be their support first with the Nami pick. Interested to see if we'll see the Lucian or if we'll see any ADC caster type like that. Corki maybe as well, perhaps. Only time will tell, as we're only 10 seconds away from what Duskfall has to decide here. I don't understand where else, yeah. I was going to say, I don't think there is anywhere else for them to kind of blind here. They have to pick their ADC. Anywhere else they go, they're going to be putting their other lanes in danger for being countered. As we should see Evernight support here. I think they're trying to finally decide on which route they want to go in that terms. And we'll be for the Alistar here. As next pick for over Evernight. Let's see how it goes, and it will be a Nasus pick here for the top side. A decent pick. Does give them the scaling. Also does give them a split push option just in case things go bad. A lot of tower destruction between Nasus's Q and a Ziggs passive from the C4 satchel. So a interesting pick and a nice team comp here for Evernight. As you do see Duskfall opting in for the Sylas. So that's probably going to be Sylas jungle here. I like this pick. With the Sivir and Nami as well too. That's going to be plenty of speed that comes, plenty of movement speed that comes later to help kind of close the gap, to try and make sure to close and shut down the Ziggs before things get too hectic. As we now head over to the last round of bans for Game 2, it will be the Viger again. Will we see the Ornn ban again for Duskfall, trying to take away a lot of the scaling, as Evernight's going to take away the Trundle, just in case they're looking for some sort of lifesteal, super lifesteal composition, as Duskfall is on their last ban here. It will be the Jace, which with Nasus top, I'm not understanding that. I guess maybe for a Jace mid for their side to kind of close out for some of this poke composition that you're getting from Ziggs. As Evernight counting down there, getting down to their few seconds as well too. As it is going to be the Vayne taken away from there. So there isn't a real strong range top pick into this Nasus, which I think is a great call here from Evernight. As we head over, only a few moments left for Duskfall to pick. And I was going to say, this should be their top side here. Duskfall doing a really good job reacting into reacting into Evernight's composition here. I feel it's taken a very stronger standpoint in this composition than they did in Game 1. As we are going to see the Yorick. I think maybe we got baited. That might be Nasus jungle into the Yorick. Either way, I think Sion does relatively well into other picks. As now Evernight has to blind the mid. And it's going to have to be someone with some range and some damage. They are lacking heavy in the CC department here. And they are going to go for the Smolder. So that actually is the Ziggs mid. Smolder ADC with the Alistar, the Yorick Nasus. Going to be opting for the top and a jungle pick here. As now we're waiting for the last pick here for Regicide Duskfall. And it will be the Kayn. So I think we finally see it. It will be the Silvernami in the bot lane. Silas will be taking mid lane. Scion top for Duskfall. And the Kayn to wrap it up into the jungle. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 on the way. And ladies and gentlemen, with us is Blastmaster Z.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you for coming in with us tonight. Game 1 going to TFF. So already on game point. TFF 1 away. RGC has a lot to make up for, and hopefully we shall see them make it here now.
So, just you saw last game. I saw a little bit of it, Huey. Who should we be keeping an eye on in this second game on both sides? Oh, we are seeing a early ignite there. Moment of Bliss getting caught out a bit. We'll back off. Still trading for some decent damage using that range advantage. The damage is split even. As bad as that looked for RGC for a second there, TFF turning it around. Or, oh no, I mean, a flash onto Moment of Bliss. Trying to... I mixed that up. RGC looked like they were losing there a bit, thanks to that igniting all that damage, but calm, cool, collected play by Avo split the damage evenly amidst both members of TFF's bot side and kind of come out ahead of it, especially after Clue goes for that flash. Can't quite find anything off it, really. Morado making good use of all the early poke that comes with playing Yorick. This is an interesting lane. Smolder mid. Anthony's gonna have to play pretty safe against Haruki. But it's a nice late game scaling out for TFF if need be. All in all, speaking of scaling, we've got Yorick is gonna on TFF side is gonna do a great job pulling attention. That Nasus is gonna scale like a monster. The Ziggs is gonna scale like a monster. There's definitely some good damage on RGC side, and they're not opposed to going into the late game. But definitely, we're seeing a red invade here by Cage and a Moment of Bliss. Moving on to Dwami. We can get a nice early kill here. Bubble barely isn't going to connect. Dwami forced to flash to get away from that Kayn. Going to take TFF's jungler off the map. They're in a pretty awkward spot across the board. Low mana, low HP. Both these top laners are just going to be hyper pushing. This is the most like top lane ass top lane. Neither of these guys want to play. Oh my gosh, the TP. That's what we're talking about. Anthony not respecting Haruki. One more tower shot would have done it, but Anthony didn't have the mana for any kind of slow. Couldn't do anything to hold Haruki back, and that's gonna be first blood falling onto this mid lane Silas. TP straight back for Anthony. Moment of Bliss is here to cover, to stop Anthony from doing the same thing, putting a plug on any kind of over-eager push. Here comes Dwami. Haruki dives back in with that chain. Dwami's here, matching Moment of Bliss. Wither doesn't have that full slow yet. Moment of Bliss keeping up the poke. That was important, no matter how weird a fight looks, to just get as much damage out as you can. Moment of Bliss doing a great job with getting that kill on Anthony. It's support is kind of, I heard it best said, I don't remember who said it, but jungler or support at the current moment is kind of a second jungler, and that's always been, that roamy aspect has always been part of the role. But now supports are so rewarded for just making a presence more on the map as a whole rather than just the bot lane, to ensure more of the team gets like pushed forward. It's something that Moment of Bliss is doing beautifully. All across the board. I'm not sure how exactly the last game between TFF and RGC went, but RGC taking strides to make early plays across the board. Haruki moving, taking stride mid. Another fight bot lane, another early ignite from Clue that isn't gonna lead to too much. Moment just gonna back off. So much peel. This bot side is so hard to catch. Nice flash knockup. What's really gonna lead to? Knock away Avo. Life trying to put some damage on a Moment of Bliss, but no mana on that Ziggs means all he's got is the autos. Avo keeping the pressure onto Clue. Doesn't need to see him for that Sivir Q. Oh my god, Clue pushes Avo away. Stalling. Avo flashes forward. Cops is here, but so is Dwami. Even without any mana, Life making use of that Ziggs passive to get some decent damage on the board. Speaking of on the board, the Maiden is here. It's gonna make matching Murato very difficult. Keep up the pressure, keep up the ghouls. Dwami moves mid lane, got the Wither. Gonna try and just batter down Haruki. But Cops and Avo are here to cover their mid laner. Dwami's trying to get away. Slowed a bit by that KW. Gonna pop the Wither and just gonna back off. That's even more form points for Cops. Should be getting this pick of the litter. Not too long. No kills for the real spike in points. But making sure to show up for fights is at least getting a good amount in on the damage. Bit of a calm before the storm here. First, Cloud Drake is still up, is still unclaimed. Both teams have just been punching each other in the nose to such a degree. Neither's super in the position to go for it here. Mid lane still scrapping a bit. Bot side, we're seeing a Hex Flash here from Clue without Moment of Bliss here. Avo's spell shield's gonna eat the charge, gonna get knocked back by the bomb. This should be a kill. No, the Sivir R gives her enough distance. The Ziggs Q misses. Doesn't even need the barrier, but gonna pop it for safety. Avo pivots this 2v1 into a kill. That's the thing, Sivir kind of slept on recently, I feel. Clue Hex flashes in, try to get the kill. Avo shields up. Clue's just gonna batter him down. That's a shutdown on the support. Rado trying to cage Smelly in, but Cops and Moment of Bliss are both here. Rado with the flash. Maiden will get bubbled. Knock up, and Cops flashes in to try and find it, but Murado's still up. Forced to R. Cops will get the kill. 3-man top side to ensure that Smelly isn't missing out. RGC making sure to spread the wealth here. Gold lead slowly accumulating. Every lane on the board is slightly ahead of their opponent. Bliss is here. Anthony's trying to bait this. The Hex Flash from Clue, but still too far away to really make an impact. Will scare Moment off. Oh no, Moment stepping up, trying to poke. Flashes away from the Smolder ult. Smolder flashes away from Silas, who manages to get a hold of... It's knocked in towards the team, but still that... Oh my god, that ult's gonna keep him alive. Here comes Nasus. Avo will get the kill onto Clue, but everybody on RGC side is so so low. Haruki's stepping up and not going to be able to find it. Anthony, no mana at all to trade. Another fight that's going to go in the way of RGC. Trading back as much as you can with that cage. Just that constant cold war in the top lane. Trading their swapping blows as much as they can, but not gonna overcommit to anything. I completely blanked on Alistar's name during that fight. I don't know why. I completely forgot his name there. I couldn't say what ult Silas had. When Haruki getting onto Anthony again. Anthony's just not respecting this Silas. Keeps gonna land. It's gonna be another kill on the board. Wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing a Dark Seal here from Haruki. I don't even think it'd be a bad buy either. Clue and Life both trying to bait here. They've been trying this over and over and it's never quite worked, but there's the flash on Avo, knocking him over towards Life. Ignite. Avo flashes out. Bliss is there to cover him. Ooh, nice bubble. Avo's still a little hesitant to step up. Meanwhile, all this is Cops is taking that first dragon. Somebody finally making claim. Almost 6 minutes since it spawned. Cops has made his choice. It looks like he has picked Red Cane. We're going to see Rost acting as another member of frontline for RGC. Keep trying to get that shade on to Anthony. Moment of Bliss is here. So is Cops. They're just going to tear through that poor Smolder. And while Smolder scaling might be a bit inevitable, they're doing a great job slowing it down. RGC absolutely wants to play a bit more of the short game here, the TFF. The longer this game goes on, the better of a place TFF is going to be in. Wow. Every time we check, Murado and Smelly are still just playing their own game. Clue engaging on a hierarchy. Wami is here. It's taking so long to chip through and be so beefy. They really don't have the damage yet. Alistar just doesn't, and Nasus really has to start scaling to get it up. Stops in the cage, and Murado's gonna eat a nice knock-up here. But Main is up. Wants to keep up this pressure. Meanwhile, Life is getting ganked here. Gonna try and get away. Still got the mine. Or not. Gonna flash out. Hit by the Nami ulti. Clue is there to try and slow down this dive. But it's still a 3v2 for RGC. Very rough spot. Anthony and Clue both battering down Cops. He's hitting these Krugs. Anthony trying to carry him away from his team there. Cops gets caught by the heal. Heals himself with the Rost W. Six passive from Haruki to keep TFF back. Life manages to find Moment of Bliss. It's 1-for-1. Smelly Beef just catching Murado under tower. Haruki is still in there, but just a real CC to keep him down. TFF's got to play this careful. Don't want to risk just giving the Silas even more kills. Life is pulling a bit ahead of Avo. But otherwise, gold is firmly in the favor of RGC. Their gold lead slowly but steadily building. Just about 2K now. See Clue once again really wanting to make a play here, but just in a pretty awkward spot. Life is so low on both HP and mana. No one else to back him up. Ali is a great CC engine, but really doesn't have that damage. gonna be some free plates for... Oh, no, never mind. It's just stop that wave. Haruki gets pulled in on the minion. Moment of Bliss is here. And hey, Anthony, as long as you play back, as long as you landed abilities, that's a one trade for you. That's more smolder stacks on deck. Closer and closer to that mini elder buff. No real issues. Just gotta play it cool. As frustrating as that can honestly be. Both supports are hovering here. Rift Herald is up. Next Dragon's up in under a minute. Calm before the storm. RGC keep continuing to apply their pressure across the map. Get even more gold in their pocket. Up to 2.4k now. Avo is surrounded. That Wither will come down. There's the barrier. There's the flash. In comes the Ziggs ulti. And it's enough that Dwami Poppy can batter down Avo. Another character that's dangerous to get kills on. Dwami, the nice little flank there. Making his presence known. Getting a nice pick before this dragon spawns. On the bot side, we see Cops and Bliss moving as 2. Dwami's on the way over, and Dragon is up. RGC going to attempt to hold the line here in the bot lane. Clue waiting for anyone that he could just jump on. Cops, it looks like starting the Drake, or at least clearing some vision in that Dragon. Rado and Smelly still just trading, completely oblivious to everything else that's going on. These two are here for one thing, and it's to batter down each other. Cops is going to manage to secure a second Dragon for RGC, and the soul is confirmed. It's going to be a Hex Drake for this match. Going to be a close fight here. The Maiden doing wonders. Nice flash away from Murado, getting away from that Zion ulti. Gotta try and kite away here. Dwami and Anthony have shown to cover. Smelly Beef is so low. Pops the shield. Trying to get his hands on Murado. Shot down will still go to Murado. And that pen drain out most of Smelly's zombie form. It looks like TFF, in order to kind of apply some kind of pressure to the map, gonna give that Drake, gonna try to take down these towers topside. Dwami, Cops are both tangling. There's the Nasusal pop topside. Meanwhile, Blue is stepping up, keeping a lock on Moment of Bliss. Anthony will secure the kill. Dwami's looking to step up. There's the Wither, and there's the Q. Another nice little shutdown. Another set of stacks for Dwami. And Murado's just going to walk out as Haruki TP's top to cover that wave and maybe score some tower damage of his own. As long as Anthony plays his cool and kites as proper, Smelly could be a beautiful source of stacks. And that tier 1 top side is also going to fall. First 2 towers claimed by RGC, but this gold lead has really diminished. Take a look, barely 400 ahead is RGC. Smelly trying to keep lock on Anthony. Nice sidestep away from that charged Q. It's caught by the slow from the E. The W is going to deal nice damage. Pops the ult to secure. That knockup matches the flash, and down goes Anthony. Think you poke the bear long enough, the bear's gonna realize it can just run at you. Wither is such a good spell for just dissuading a chase. Like TP straight back top. Murado feeling a bit stronger as that Triforce. Trying to get some licks in. Meanwhile, Life is surrounded. Caught by the Nami ult, caught by the bubble. Ooh, pops the ult on the Moment of Bliss, but can't quite find the kill. Just barely, not enough damage. Give me another solid dive onto RGC. Pulling ahead yet again. Now, just wait for the next objective to come up. Herald is still on board. Oh, Moment of Bliss getting caught by Anthony. Baron Nashor spawning in 10. Seeing Murado and Clue both step up, trying to find Smelly here. Caught in the cage. And Clue, perfect for knocking Smelly out of any of these scary cues. Life is here as well. Ooh, Clue flashes right in front of the Scion charge to stop him from getting away. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Haruki is just killed Anthony again. Poor little dragon is getting no mercy. But for what it's worth, the entirety of RGC's gold lead is on that Sylas. If TFF can pop him, they can corral him in and burst him down. They will be well on their way to evening this up, and they're still doing a great job keeping the pressure on. That Ziggs is gonna make it so easy to burn down towers. So is the Yorick. Blue is caught, but he's a beefy boy. Murado walking up on Bliss. Already popped the Namiel. Nowhere to really go. Maiden's gonna keep him slowed. That's a nice little pick from Murado. Slowly but surely becoming a problem here. Look at how much tower damage he did for the 2 seconds he got to be there. Dwami stepping up, very aggro. Haruki from behind takes out Clue. Murado stepping up. He has a Maiden of his own. Needing to pop it, but the combined just tanking power of Murado and Dwami are too much for even Haruki to handle. Murado with a third. Smelly Beef trying to just run down life. Who's completely out of mana. Anthony's here to try and slow that unceasing force down. Oh no, but Anthony will get caught by the E as well. That's a double kill for Smelly. We're still fighting. Everybody on TFF side is so low, but we're overstaying. And RGC, despite how well that fight turned out for TFF, are going to pull ahead. They're going to march down bot and set themselves up onto Dragon Soul Point. I gotta say, TFF played that beautifully at the start. That was amazing use of their pressure, but they just got so greedy. I don't know whether they just wanted more kills. I don't know if they were really desperate for that tower, but they had already evened things up. They were just tempting fate at that point. And RGC, seeing that opening, they're just going to run straight back from Fountain. They really want to see a game 3 here. If TFF want to close this out, they're really going to need to slow down a bit. Can't risk giving up anything else as towers continue to fall in favor of RGC. 5 minutes, they could get Hex Soul, which was spelled the beginning of the end. One more bad team fight could lead to that, could lead to Baron, could lead to a game if TFF aren't careful. Rookie's still trying to apply some pressure. Oh no, Dwami getting caught a bit here, but still has so much beef. Between that Ice Forge Gauntlet, all that armor. Oh my god. Clue engaging onto Blizz. He might not be able to handle most members of RGC on his own, but seems confident that he could batter down Bliss a bit. Cops is hovering. Don't want to risk that. Haruki continuing to just batter down these towers, getting all of this plate gold. 2,000 gold ahead of Anthony. A lot of the map is moving bot. Clue putting a stop to that back. Murado is here. There's the engage. Haruki has the Alistar ult. It's going to be all but unkillable. Moment of Bliss popping the Nami ulti. Trying to keep TFF back despite the charge from Alistar. That KW is going to work. Life from downtown popping Haruki. But the TP from Smelly B, he's here. Anthony does have the Elder buff now. He'll be able to, as slow as it is, chop through this giant. Swami takes out Moment of Bliss. Avo on the back foot. Oh no, the Smolder is online despite everything. Anthony has kept up as best he could with his farm, managed to continue gaining his stacks, and this is the real second win from TFF. As rough as the early portion of this game has been. Careful, Life. The big man's coming. Okay. Life gonna manage to hold that space away from Smelly. Pops on the back foot. Just trying to get away. Dwami, silent giant at this point. Continuing to apply pressure. 4-1. Anthony might be a whole lot stronger than he was, but that still doesn't mean he can just sleep on Haruki. Dwami stepping up, trying to take out Moment of Bliss. Haruki steals the Nasus ult. He's big. He's looking for the chain. Nice sidestep by Dwami, but the flash W is going to be enough. Yet again, TFF find a great fight, but manage to overstay their welcome. Minute and a half on the board before that dragon comes up, but with 2 deaths, and those 2 deaths being on the strongest members of TFF, or arguably strong, 2 of the strongest members of TFF, we're gonna see RGC go for Baron Nashor. It'll be a bit of a rough play, especially with Clue, Life, and Anthony waiting in the wings. With the double knockup, Bliss is low. Mama burns through Bliss. Clue's just trying to pull attention. Anthony's trying to hang back, manages to avoid that Scion-E. Cops gets the Kane ult onto Life and manages to take him down. A few more kills, but it's enough time. The Murado and Dwami are back on their feet. Taking a look at this Baron. All in all, TFF did manage to stop that Baron play. While RGC might slowly be pushing themselves towards another lead, TFF are far from a bad spot. Dwami and Anthony just stomping into the jungle, popping Bliss. Currently, TFF, massive pick there. That Nami would have been instrumental in the team fight. They can really apply some pressure. At this point, taking a look. Another fight topside. Cops, Avo and Cops managed to take out Dwami. Haruki's on the run. He's trying to get a hang. And another double knockup from onto Life. That fight going in RGC's favor. I think that should be Baron Nashor.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, I wish we could see the exact stack count on Nasus and Smolder, but at this point, both are getting to a very, very strong position. Speaking of strong positions, RGC with that Nasher. $3.5K up. Sitting exactly where they want to be. Poised off of one more solid team fight to end this game and move us on to a third. Consistently, what I'm seeing from TFF, they are strong players. They have a great team fight, but they just don't know when to bail out. Life backing up. Stolen Ziggs ulti isn't going to lead to much. Murado trying to hold that bottom tower from Smelly. The Ziggs ult is going to do a whole lot of damage. Glue trying to get in there, but can't flash quite enough forward. Gets the knockback onto Moment of Bliss, who will pop the Nami ult. Dwami flashes through the wave, but that bubble's going to keep him on the back foot. Waiting out that Q. Anthony's here. Look at that burn, despite all the pressure, despite how roughly Haruki left Anthony after that lane. He gets his payback. He gets that shutdown. In return, RGC are just going to pivot to this bot lane. They're going to look to widen their gold lead even more. And he playing back. Blue trying to keep a cap on Cops. There's the knockup. Cops is trying to get away, trying to stay in this fight. Flashes forward, manages to take Ali with him. Meanwhile, Moment of Bliss and Avo will take that middle inhib. TFF managed to find some good kills here. Looking to find some more. Wither goes out. That Scion ulti, that unstoppable force, is already well on his way towards the top side of the map. Another dragon up in a minute 15. Another potential soul point for RGC. Baron buff ends in a minute, or in 10 seconds. And this is a fight that TFF have to match for. Life is low. Ava pop the Sivir ulti to try and run him down. Could be an awkward back. TFF trying to cover him. Trying to cover him and the map. Very, very hard middle ground. Making his way down 30 seconds before this Hex Drake is on the field. RGC staking their claim on bot river. Really waiting, ready to just be that CC machine. Gets the knock up on the Dwami, but it's not gonna deal a whole lot. Decent damage, good 30% of his HP. Clue, Hex Flash again, getting the knock up onto Smelly, but it's not gonna do much. Haruki is diving onto the backline. Dwami pops the Nasus ult, is ready to beat down Haruki as soon as he's out of that Zonya's. Murado is fighting tooth and nail, will get burnt down, but Life will avenge his top laner. Anthony and Life looking at chip, Cops down, he's gonna barely not burn out. Anthony flashes away, Life getting caught by Smelly. The last two members, just the backline who has to kite back. Anthony will take out Moment of Bliss. Avo finds Life. Just like that, Cops will move in on that Hex Drake. Really nothing Anthony can do. No ulti, no team to back him up. He's got to back up and make sure this wave, as Smelly, a full HP bar, TP's bot is gonna go for the end, or at least to keep the pressure up. Anthony's the only survivor. Forced to chase that Scion back. He's got a whole lot of very, very strong items. Most folks here are approaching full build territory. At a certain point, gold starts mattering less and less. Fight that. Baron Nashor's up in 40 seconds. And already RGC are posturing. They're ready to fight for it. This Hex Drake Extra damage, extra slow is everything they could possibly want. Haruki with a hard focus. Oh, Avo. Walking up for this tower. Dwami's here, though. Look at that Q. Down goes Avo. Smelly is stunned. Gonna be a whole lot of top lane to chunk through. Gonna try and get away. Will manage to. Haruki has the Alistar ult, but that's a major kill. A major source of damage. The strongest member of RGC is down. This is TFF's moment. The opening they needed. They're going to look to burn down Nashor. Play this smart. Moment of Bliss and Cops both waiting in the wings. Seeing the TP mid from Haruki. Anthony's going to back for him. Cops getting ready for the steal. Life mages secure. Both smites fail. Moment of Bliss and Cops just trying to hold TFF here as long as they can. Haruki is dealing massive damage to these base turrets, but Anthony will chip him down even through the Alistar ult. Very smart call, very smart back. The gold lead on our DC side is just waning away, and yet again, Dwami is gonna get held back. Yet again, TFF managed to stem the tide. They managed to drag themselves back from the brink. They're still very close. They're still down a middle inhib. But this is the best things have looked for them. They need to make a play off these deaths, off this Baron. Looking for the mid tower. Down it goes. The inhib will follow. 10 seconds on both Cops and Haruki. Remember not to overstay. Should be looking to end here. At least get a base turret. There it is. Here comes Cops. Here comes Haruki. Already popped the Alistar ult. Haruki steals it. Murado's low. Unstoppable Force coming in. It misses anyone major, but the knock-up goes through. Life is down. Smelly follows. It's 4v4. Clue is surrounded. It gets torn apart, but Anthony is... Look at all that damage. Cops goes down. That's a double kill. All of a sudden, TFF turned this into a 3v3. Haruki still has the Alistar ult. Still has all that beef ready to go. Dwami will get torn apart by Avo with that Hex Drake. Anthony and Murado have to back up. Managed a major push, but they've got to be careful. Avo wants to stop this back. Avo wants to keep this push going. Anthony's just trying to find a way out. Middle inhib is back up. Anthony and Murado are going to have to fight for their lives. 10 seconds for life, 11 for clue. See them stepping up. Haruki still has the Alistar. It's the perfect tool he needs to get a lock on this backline. Anthony, look at all the damage a single Smolder Q does. Here comes Mama. Moment of Bliss flashes out, barely hanging on. It's Smolder ulti dealing a whole lot of damage at this point. A minute and a half on Elder. This fight will decide it. This is as even as the game has ever been. TFF is as stacked as they need to be. Anthony is pulled ahead of Haruki after the just decimation that was laning phase. Murado is continuing to keep up the pressure. Dwami might be falling behind, but it's a late game Nasus, and he is dealing massive amounts of damage any opportunity he gets. All TFF have to do is protect their backline. They need to meet the aggressive members of RGC front and center and take down Avo as fast as they can. Meanwhile, RGC, the entire focus at this point is on Anthony. If that dragon falls, TFF's in a very bad spot. Clue is caught. Has to flash out. Life will pop the Zigzalt. Keep him covered. Pops with a Guardian Angel. Beautiful buy for what's looking to be the final fight of the game here. Be careful. 30 seconds before Elder's up. Last bit of calm before the storm. Smelly and Haruki waiting in that bush. Force back. But what's this? TFF are just walking towards base. They're just looking to end. They're forcing a decision out of RGC. Yeah, you could go for the Elder Dragon, but that'll take more than one of you. And if you do, no, they forced you back. Look at that. They've corded off RGC, and now they're going to try and collapse Avo, taking some major wounds. Avo forced to barrier, survives that burn, but Bliss won't be so lucky. Smelly is cordoned off from all the damage of his team. He's getting burnt down by Life and Anthony. Murado cuts him off, and down he goes. 2 members of RGC are in the dirt. Oh my god, what a smart play from TFF, splitting RGC's lineup in half, forcing them to make a choice. They made the wrong one. Now they're just gonna walk with their wave. RGC trying to put a stop to this, but there's so much range damage here. Ziggs' pressure against tower. Anthony in general. Haruki and Cops engage. Zanya's and Guardian Angel up. But down goes Cops. Haruki follows. Avo's the last defender, but it's just not enough. Hanging on the ropes for the whole of game 2. TFF keep cool, keep collected, and manage to bring it back in decisive fashion. A beautiful case. And that's why you never forfeit, ladies and gentlemen. It sounds gimmicky, but the game is always winnable, especially when you have a lineup like TFF. They understood that things were going to be slow early. They took their licks when they had to, but they were ready to play the long con. They held RGC back, and it paid dividends. 2-0 on this Wednesday night. They'll be moving on in this Ember League, setting themselves up